Thanks, Fenley. It's that time of the year when many people are flush with an end-of-year bonus and looking to buy a new or used car. But buyers have been warned to beware because dealers know it's time for impulse buying. Well, let's look at some of the other factors. I'm joined by motoring journalist Nicholas Hall. Great to have you with us, Nicholas.
Nice to be here.
So you have your bonus, you want a car. What should you consider?
Well, at this time of the year, there's a lot to consider. You know, a lot of guys go out there looking to purchase a new car. Clearly, buying a new car in December is not the wisest thing to be doing. A lot of guys will go out and negotiate a deal on a new car, but in terms of...
Let's just explain that, because if you wait until January, then it's a 2013 model that helps your resale value.
Massively.
So new cars basically a no-no.
New cars basically a no-no in terms of taking delivery. In terms of negotiating a deal, not a bad time to do it. Okay. You know, the motor industry is under pressure, you know, all year round. I think a lot of the buyers need to manage their expectations in terms of what their own vehicles are worth, and also in terms of the kind of margins that they perceive the dealers to have. You know, the days of dealers making 12 and 14% on cars are long gone. Dealer profit.
So that means less room to negotiate for a bargain.
A lot less room to negotiate for a bargain. You know, there's a lot of negative equity out there. Now, negative equity is the difference between what your car is truly worth and what it owes you. So guys that have financed their cars will find themselves 2-3 years into a lease, and they probably owe 15 to 20% less than the value of the car, meaning they've got a shortfall that they're going to have to account for when they buy their new car.
Which isn't great. What about second-hand cars? Does timing matter there?
Second-hand cars, massively, and people don't perceive that to be an issue. But bearing in mind, the older the car that you are having to sell, or the older the car that you're looking to buy, the less financeable it becomes to the bank. So the bank will finance typically cars up to 5 years old. So as cars get older, they become less financeable to the dealer. So typically, if you're trading in a 3-year-old car, the bank are going to look at it. So when a dealer sells that car on, the maximum period the dealer will be able to finance that car on your behalf is maybe 36 months. Now, you take a car over 72 months, you can bring an installment down to a manageable amount. But the shorter the period you're financing your car over, the less your monthly, the more your monthly installment, and the less affordability you have.
But the less interest you pay.
You're still paying the same interest, but the problem, you're paying less interest, absolutely, but you're paying a lot more on a monthly basis. Most people look at a new car purchase and want to buy the cheapest car they can possibly own on a monthly basis. Very few buyers go out and look at what the car's costing them as a whole. They've got a monthly budget in mind and they're prepared to go and spend 5, 6, 7 grand a month.
Explain again to me why the timing matters on a second hand, because of the finance options. Should you try and rush and buy something now if you're looking at a 5-year-old car?
Well, the perception is that this time of the year, if you're going in to buy a car in December, bearing in mind if you're trading a vehicle in, now whether you've got a car to trade in or not will have a massive bearing on the deal you're going to ultimately do. So if you come and you want to trade your vehicle in with me, if you want to hold off till January thinking the car that I'm selling you is going to become another year older, bear in mind, so is the car you're driving. So it's a Mexican standoff. You know, the less my car's worth, the less yours car's worth. Yeah. So there's no good or bad time to buy a used car. The right time to buy a used car is when dealers are under pressure. Typically, financial year end is always a good time. December is a good time to be buying.
Quickly on that, we're close to financial year end, so should you push your dealer?
Well, if you've got a dealer whose financial year end typically comes at the end of February, come February, the dealers are looking to take as much stock out of their stock holding as they possibly can. So they're going to be more generous prior to financial year end than they will on the first day of the new financial year.
All right, thank you so much. Motoring journalist Nicholas Hall.